cattle are really, really struggling out there. They're getting super stressed out. And so Russian farmers are trialling a very interesting way to get their cows to calm down and produce more milk.
How are they doing that?
VR goggles, Benny.
VR? What are they playing, Beat Saber or something like that?
Well, the sets of virtual reality goggles modified for the shape of the cow heads, displaying a unique summer field simulation, have been placed on multiple bovines. This is coming out of the Ministry of Agriculture.
Wait, this is really happening. Ralph Wiggum was right. You can go to Bovine University. Wow, that's awesome. What are they seeing? It's just like a field and stuff?
Yeah, just sunny field, all happy. And I suppose in Russia, you don't see too many sunny fields. It always seems like every movie I see, there's always that grey filter over the camera. So I'm assuming it's a bleak grey sort of country.
Do you think they're showing like HBO's Chernobyl to them?
Oh, I would hope not. That show was depressing as hell.
A great show,
It was an absolutely amazing show.
It was an amazing show.
Depressing as hell. The VR classes led to a notable decrease in anxiety and an increase in overall emotion and mood of the herd. So not only does this harebrained idea get off the ground, but it actually worked. Cows were calming down.
Are they saying that the conditions can impact the cows and the quality of milk, but if what they're seeing makes them happier, better milk? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. The environment and conditions can significantly impact cattle health and quality of the milk. So, happy cow, more milk, better milk.
Now, the virtual reality thing took a long time to get started. I remember back in the 90s, like 93, 94, they had people in these enclosed pods with the heavy goggles on.
Like at Sega World. I remember that one.
Yeah, like at Sega World. Exactly right, okay, like that. And it wasn't great. It was shit. It was fairly shit. Technology back then was shit. But now, I want to point out a couple of things, okay? Videotape came about because of a push from the porn industry. DVDs came about because of a push from the porn industry. Blu-rays came about because of a push from the porn industry. And guess what? VR came about because of a push from the porn industry.
It's just an industry that keeps giving and giving.
It is. Now, have you actually watched anything in porn in VR?
I have not, I have to say. I haven't gone through and lived that experience just yet.
We've got a listener of the Burble who invited me over to show me what porn in VR looks like. And I have to say, it's quite good. However, though, I have to say very quickly is that with his device, you've got two hand devices here.
So it's interactive as well as just being on the screen.
Well, possibly. I'm not really sure how they shoot it. Put it this way, it's a very, very, very convenient way to watch. Like you could just say to a significant other, just like, love, I'm just going to watch this movie in VR, and you can do that. Okay, there's modes to be able to do that. Like, for example, you can watch a movie on a PlayStation 4 with their VR goggles, and you can make the screen absolutely massive, like you're actually sitting in a cinema and you're looking at the screen. It's really cool. It's a little-known fact that you can do that with it. But porn in VR, my God, that's a whole new world. However, though,
can you imagine you get like your porn VR, your goggles, you get the tape or whatever it comes in, the disc, the program, and it comes with like a complimentary like flashlight as well, so it becomes like
wait
4D.
Wait, every single man listening right now knows the fact that if you're home alone and you're thinking I might go for a bat, right? Your other senses are like spidey senses.
Yeah, you become a superhero. Like
you can hear the garage door opening or
from the house next door.
Yeah, you can hear every single noise, right? But you take away those senses, your sight and your sound. You could be there in the middle of the living room, decide to just enjoy yourself a little more, and you don't know that the misso's coming home with the mum and they're going to have some summertime arvo drink. You're sprawled out on the, in the chair or you're sprawled out on the rug having a tug to VR porn and you don't even know they're there. And what happens? Because they can't grab you and stop you mid-stroke because you literally have a heart attack. You would literally have a heart attack. So the porn industry wanted to bring, VR out. And they've done it. Rad. But shit,
it's a bachelor's game, that one.
It is a bachelor's game. I'm waiting to hear the first mishap story, and you will hear about it here on the Burble, but I digress. The milk apparently is better with VR with cows. So I wonder what else would be better in VR. Seriously, like what else would be better in VR? Like what produce could we get better if they were watching in VR?
I don't know. I suppose anything you get from out of it. Do you reckon if you had them like sort of super relaxed style VR goggles when you took a cow to the abattoir and you sort of become like this juicy tender steak because it wasn't freaking out at the time?
They were relaxing.
Yeah, they were relaxing.
Yeah. So when the bolt goes through the head of the cow, I'd like to know what the VR industry are doing in terms of bovine pornography because, like, are they wearing them when they hook it up to the milk sucky machine?
I think maybe it might just be a VR of the running with the bulls, perhaps.
Right. So that would be male porn for them, for all the cattle.
It's
while they're getting their teats sucked on by the machine. They're watching Pamplona. This bull gawk in Pamplona.
They're like, yes, give it to me.
And they're just like... Someone keeps leaving £2,000 bundles around some England village, Blackhall Colliery, it's known. Now, this is a story back in mid-November that I wanted to talk about. They reckon it's a good Samaritan that keeps dropping all this money around this village. Now, police and the villagers themselves are confused why cash keeps always ending up there. £2,000 in £20 notes appeared at least 12 times over the last 5 years. Now, 4 bundles have just been left this year, with the latest found on a Monday morning a couple of weeks ago. Now, as soon as I read this story, I'm like, nah, this is a bungled drug drop-off. Like, they're picking up the drugs, they're leaving the cash, but the person who's, left the drugs there to get the cash is either stupid, too busy to go to pick up the proceeds of crime, or is a idiot.
There's no way this is a good Samaritan.
No.
You just leave good Samaritan money in the field. You go and take that to like the Vinnie's is in Blackhall Colliery. You don't just leave it out there for someone to find. You go and give it to someone. This is some idiot who's just gone tapped either side of his jeans and went, not again.
£2,000 in £20 notes. Now, see, the thing is, if they're all £20 notes, we know that they're selling like something for £20.
Yeah.
Like £20 straight up gets you a cap or an M.
You're just going to drop off like, I might just do a good deed this month and I might just go and leave a bag of money out in the field somewhere. You're not going to go to the bank and go, can I get $2,000 in 20s? That's going to take too long. That's crime, that is. And
there's something going on. There's something fishy about that. I reckon it's got something to do with drugs. It has to, because prostitutes won't do that, mate. They're working hard for the money.
Working hard for the money.
Exactly. But basically, who's leaving cash around? Now, if I was rich, if I won Powerball, right, I'm not leaving money out in plastic bags for people just to find and then get on, the local town Facebook going, some good Samaritan left me some money. Oh, my God, that means I can feed my kids and I can afford more drag queen costumes for my daughter. Like, off. I know someone finds that because people are going through bloody the side of the road, bins and shit. Like, why would you even put money in a bin or hide it there somewhere?
Like, if I'm leaving $2,000 in a plastic bag on the side of the road, there's like a treasure map in that. So then I can go and watch people just go, holy there might be more money at the end, and watch them go from clue to clue to clue to get to the end and be no money, and they've wasted a whole week of their life.
Exactly. Like geocaching. You know what geocaching is?
No.
Geocaching is where you use the GPS in your phone to actually locate items. Like geocaching basically was like someone went geocaching at my old job when I used to work for a big telco. They went geocaching and someone left a copy of Wave Race from the Nintendo 64 inside of the geocache. But it was the Japanese version, so it's pretty much useless for anybody here in Australia. They gave it to me, and I sat on this thing for a while and go, great, I've got a Japanese Nintendo 64 cartridge, wootity woot, woot, woot. What do I do with it? I went to a game store in Sydney and sold it to them, and they actually paid me $60 for it.
No, was
Japanese, but didn't even pay a cent. But geocaching basically is awesome. Just using your phone, trying to find all that kind of thing. I'd be doing the same thing as you. I'd be on a hill somewhere with binoculars.
Just giggling my ass off.
Yeah, just laughing my ass off. Well, anyway, get this. All these bundles of cash that have been found in Blackhall Colliery have been handed in to the police by honest residents.
Honest residents is another way of saying morons.
Now, apparently these bundles are left in plain sight, such as pavements, and discovered by random members of the public.
Wouldn't you at least go, oh, sorry, I just want to hand in this bag. There's 300 pounds in it, I found, on the side of the road. Only 300, not a pound more. Yeah.
But, however, though, if no one claims the money, they actually the finder gets to keep it. That's what happens over here. So I understand. If it's handed in, you get to keep it.
Oh, I suppose 2-week wait. So you see.
Oh no, I think it's a little bit more than 2 weeks. I think it is more than 2 weeks.
Well, here it is. They got to keep it in the end anyway. As the cash is held for 2 weeks to give to the owner a chance to come forward and then return to the finder.
Oh, is it only 2 weeks?
Only 2 weeks. I'd be camping out front of the police station, and every time someone walked forward, be like, "You here for the money? No, as you were. Are you here for the money? No, as you were. Are you here for the money? Yes." And then you just take them out the back, and I'll have that cash now. No one's coming to claim that.
Let's cover this really quickly in the speed round. Apparently, The Simpsons next year will be the last season. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I think that this article should have probably come out maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a bit over The Simpsons, and I'll tell you why. Is because, like I've said this many times on this podcast, the only reason that Channel 10 survived in the 90s was two reasons. The Simpsons was on at 6, and I think they showed The Nanny at 6:30, or it might have been Neighbours or something.
Neighbours usually.
Neighbours, and now they've buggered them off to 11
or Peach.
Oh, yes, sorry, no. Do they not have an 11 anymore? It's Peach and Bold.
I don't know. I don't watch.
Who came up with that stupid stuff? The Simpsons. Now there is a number of fan theories going around that in somewhere in season 4, I think it was, the episode where Homer was in a coma, and everything that's happened since, Homer is still in that coma.
Oh, wow, that's quite a plot twist. What are we up to, season 20?
No, they're only up to 30 seasons.
Oh, well, there you go. So 26 seasons of dream. That's a bit of pill for the Simpsons fans to swallow.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I'd love to hear from Burble listeners if you are the Simpsons fan and you want them to continue, because it just seems like these animated shows, and I'm going to say the big three are The Simpsons, South Park, and Family Guy. I think that Family Guy works on a level where they just parody everything, including themselves. That's fine. Do you know that it only really takes 6 days now to make a South Park episode, where it used to take 6 months?
Oh, wow.
6 days to do it. The Simpsons are a little bit longer to be able to do that. But I just think its time has run, because Maggie can't be a baby for 30 years. Bart can't be still in the 4th grade for 30 years. You know, we need to see them become something. And apparently a movie is coming out, a new movie, which hopefully is not as shit as the first one. It's got to be better than that. I would like to actually see the Simpsons realise that they're, or maybe as it's not canon, they can actually, realise that Homer was in that coma and then he comes out and then they age. I would like to see them age just a little bit. They've done it on South Park. They've done it on Family Guy. Your thoughts?
Oh, like a reunion sort of special where everything's caught up and you have like a farewell, a friends moment with all the keys on the bench, sort of wrap the season up in a nice, or the series up in a nice bow, or just piss around future episode.
Just grow up, Bart, Maggie, Lisa. Just grow up.
We've had a couple of episodes. The one where Lisa was president and Bart was a failed musician, and
Homer lived under the sea or something like that.
There was another one where Lisa went and married a British prince or something.
Yes. Yeah. But what a run, though.
Absolutely. And like seasons 2 through probably 10 or 11, absolute solid gold. Solid gold television.
Now they're just like, what are you doing?
And just a steady decline. But like I always say to my friends, that there is nothing that can happen in life, any moment in life, any occurrence in life will have an appropriate Simpsons reference.
Yes.
And when you've gone for that long, and any conceivable moment in life has a Simpsons reference, then you've done a good job. So if it's going to come to an end, then applaud Matt Groening and the rest of the team, because they've made an absolute television Goliath.
I'm not gonna whinge about it, because then you'd probably just say, don't have a cow, man.
Cowabunga, dude.
What the are Smiths doing? Seriously, what are they doing? You've got your plain, your salt and vinegar, your chicken, your cheese and onion, barbecue. Done. There's your chips. Wrapped up. Oh, no. Let's go tinker. Why?
You know what this is?
Why?
This is the section from Jurassic Park where Goldblum was saying, you went and did it, but you didn't stop to think whether or not you should do it.
Exactly right. Smiths, what are you doing? They've just announced a new sweet potato chip and no one is convinced of the unorthodox